Evening if you're watching at night. Welcome to Motorsports Magazine. We are at the 2008 Airborne Speedway Banquet of Champions. I'm Rick Knowles, joined on the broadcast this evening, as always, by Rob Knowles. And Rob,
we're broadcasting a dinner?
We are broadcasting a dinner and awards ceremony. We're going to talk to some of the top drivers. We're going to see some of the awards being handed out. And let's start out by talking with two of the top drivers in the Warrior division at Plattsburgh's Airborne Speedway. The track champion in 2007 and the guy that finished second this year, Rick Donor, and Billy Thwaites, who was always running up at the front with his number 69. Rob, take it away.
Well, talk about, first of all, the competition overall in the Warrior division through the season. And Billy, talk about how your season went for you and assess, as you sit back now, look back at 2008, talk about the season in general.
Oh, it was a tough class. I mean, you come across drivers that got real good cars this year, but I ended up sticking it out, and it all worked out good for me. So,
next year, what are you thinking? 2009, what are your plans?
I think 2009, I'll try and run a Civic because that's one of them that beat me this year. So, I'll try that and see how it works out.
How far along are you all on that plan of converting a car or building a new car?
Oh, I found one, but I haven't got it yet.
You've got some time.
Yeah, I got plenty of time.
Go ahead, Rick.
If you look back at the Warrior season in 2008, I think two of the best races that we saw all season long in the entire Speedway occurred in the Warrior division, and this gentleman was involved in both of them, both photo finishes, and he came up short by about that much each time. Rick, tell us about your 2008 season.
Well, it went really great. A lot better than I thought it was going to. The top, I wanted to finish in the top 5. I got a second. I'm really happy with that. I would have liked the first, but what are you going to do? You got tough guys like this out there, and Butch Lemire. They're really fast cars. You know,
it's always tough having to come in as the defending champion. Everybody's going after you.
Oh yeah, they're all gunning for you. I got a nickname called the Godfather, and I got another nickname, Captain Thunder. So hey, I'm just out there to have a lot of fun.
It's certainly not slow, Rick Donor, anymore.
No, I don't know if I was really slow before. It's just something that got stuck with me, I guess.
Assess the division and where it might be going. Are there any changes that maybe you guys would like to see to the division, or as a rules package, do you think things are going pretty well?
No, I think they're going real well. I mean, the cars are fast. I think they'll be getting faster, just as long as they're safe, fast is good.
And the other thing that we did see, unfortunately, happen over the course of the year is that the Warrior division, which was really strong in the car count in 2007, seemed to fall off a little bit. But it seems like this year there'll be some bomber drivers that'll be moving up, so probably stronger numbers for 2009, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, when they changed the limitations on the bombers, a few guys fell down into the bomber class, but I mean, it made it more competitive and more of a race for the guys in the Warrior division,
What do you have planned for 2009?
Running the same car. She's fast. That's all I can say.
Same paint scheme?
Yeah, all the kids love it, so I'm gonna stay with Lightning McQueen, I guess.
Certainly a fan favorite throughout the season was that 95 car. All the kids, as he said, did love it. Rob?
Well, Rick, I think we'll probably talk to some more drivers and try to get some other guys over here. Congratulations to you guys on fine seasons, and tell us about the off season. I guess that's the last question that we'll ask some of the drivers. What do you do during the off season?
Oh, I'll start tearing the car apart, and once I get it back together, I'll have my buddy Rick come over and paint it and do all the fine tuning on it.
Any other hobbies or things like that you're involved with in the off season?
Oh no, just finding race cars.
Racing is your
yeah.
That's one of the things we heard a lot in Victory Lane is that when everybody needs help in the Clintonville area, you're the guy they go see.
Oh, they all come see me. That's why they all to the front and the back they are, I guess. They always come see me. They got a problem, they come see me. I don't know why.
All right, that's Rick Donor and Bill Thwaites. We'll be back with more interviews just a moment.
Welcome back to Motorsports Magazine, joined by one of the guys that works behind the scenes at Airborne. He is the media director, coordinator, I guess, is that your fancy title? This is Tom Herzig. He is the media guy at the Speedway. Takes care of a lot of the press releases. And what other duties are entailed with your job at the racetrack?
Well, on race day, I have a few little chores here and there, centered around somewhat getting some information for you, as you would obviously acknowledge and welcome, right?
You're supposed to help us out?
You never caught on to that? there's some victory lane activity and also some hot footing around the pits to get information both pre and post race. I mean, that's essentially my job, is to do a little of both, promote the races before they happen and tell everybody about what happened when it's over.
So a lot of the press releases that we see on this side of the lake in the Press Republican, releases that we might see online, those are releases that are coming off of your keypad.
That's right, and in talking about that, I'd like to give a nod to the Press Republican, which is obviously the local paper and has interest in Airborne Raceway, to be sure, but they've been very supportive of helping to promote us and getting information out, and I can basically rest assured that with a little bit of notice, if I write it and they think it's grammatically correct, they'll print it.
And you've been at this business for a while.
I've been doing this for a while. I started out at Airborne as part of the ACT staff back in Tom Curley's day, probably 1996, something like that. And I wrote a lot of press releases and the like for WDEV and Ken Squire, who of course is part of ACT. I sort of cut my teeth on the media business doing that with Ken.
And also in the summertime, you also write for some papers that we might not see up here in upstate New York, but down in New England, some fairly good-sized newspapers.
Well, I do two things for some other papers, all on a freelance basis. I write a racing column for the Manchester Union Leader, which is New Hampshire's largest paper. And they're very oriented even to short track racing because of the interest that Loudon generates. I also write a column for the Nashua Telegraph, which is down at the Massachusetts border. And then in hockey and basketball season, I work the circuit some in high school and college and cover Norwich, your Plattsburgh rival.
So you'll cover basketball or hockey or what for the cadets?
Well, I cover mostly hockey for the cadets, although I go where the Times-Argus tells me to go, literally and figuratively sometimes. And I also freelance for some weeklies in the area. But Norwich, as you know, is a hockey hotbed.
Sure is.
Sold out every night. And basketball in my neck of the woods, on both sides of the Connecticut River, high school basketball is a big deal, and I'm a basketball junkie, so I love to do that.
How much has the internet and the modern technology that now newspapers are dealing with and writers like yourself are dealing with, how much has that made your job easier?
Well,
it
hasn't changed literally. It hasn't changed exactly what I do. I mean, I file what's essentially a typed out story on email is how I do it. What's really changing though over time is that the internet reporting of all sorts of sports, including motorsports to be sure, is taking precedent over the printed page, and newspapers in a very general way are on the decline.
And as far as we'll shift our conversation back to Airborne, you've seen the track now go through a bunch of changes. The direction overall of the Speedway as you see it? And feel free to speak your mind.
Well, I think there's no question that the Speedway has been on a revival. My only question would be the obvious one, the big one, the 600-pound gorilla in the room, is what is the economy going to do to motorsports all throughout the Northeast? I mean, I think Airborne has enough vitality and local energy that it's in good stead, and I think it's been well run. But I write a racing column for racetracks throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts, and I can tell you it's not a pretty story. And that was before the economy tanked this time around. So we'll see how that goes. But I think there was a lot of great racing at Airborne this year. And you know that. You call the races, Rob. A lot of different winners, a lot of really close finishes. A very good year, I'd say.
Zig, I'm going to look for you at the hockey rink because the Cardinals are loaded this year, and the Cadets, they've lost a few players, so it may be the Cardinals getting the upper hand of the Cadets this year.
Well, we'll see about that. I don't wear maroon and gold, but I'm supposed to be neutral, ha-ha, as the reporter, but I think we can play even with Plattsburgh. Thank you very much.
We'll see you at the Prime Link, and then I think there's a return matchup over here at the Stafford Ice Arena. So I'll look for you at the rink.
Okay, thank you, Rob.
That's Tom Herzig, everybody. More Motorsports Magazine coming right up.
Back with more on Motorsports Magazine, and joining us now, Rob, is one of the gentlemen probably most single-handedly responsible for the turnaround of Airborne Speedway, Mike Perotti. And Mike, it certainly's got to please you to see this great turnout here tonight.
Oh, I love it, and I'm not single-handedly responsible for this. We all did it together, every one of us here. It's been a great team effort.
Mike, the 2008 season has come and gone. As you think back now on the season, you've had some time, obviously, a little while away from the Speedway, at least for 2008, thinking about that season. Assess and give us your thoughts on the 2008 year and how it went for the track.
It was awesome. This whole thing is coming together just as we hoped it would. The guys, the racers, are putting on such a great show, and they're improving not only on the track but off the track. It's a great bunch of guys. A lot of talent has evolved here, as we have seen in the big block, small block races. Our local guys take on the big guns, the professionals from out of town, and do very well, if not winning. So I'm really pleased with the overall performance of everyone involved.
If we could, let's just run down and get your thoughts on the different divisions. You've talked about the modifieds. Really seems to be picking up some momentum. The car count has increased continually over the years, and the competition, I think, this year was as good as it's been. There were 5 to 10 cars that could win on any given Saturday night. Talk about the modified class.
The modifieds, that's what I think drew everybody back here. That's the drawing card. But once they get here, they see what great competition and great racing we have in all the other divisions. But as far as the modifieds are concerned, as I said, these guys have really got it figured out. We're hoping to get some more big races here for the modifieds. It's for our guys to showcase their talent. And what really showed is when we went to Syracuse this year, Martin Roy led and ran very well and had a problem. I'm not sure if he ran out of gas or if he finished. I don't even remember. I just know that he led for a long time.
Yeah, so did Pat.
And Pat Dupree led for a long time. And Pat had the fastest time in a race, as far as I know. So those guys really represented Airborne well. Now people think that we're for real here.
When you mingle with the dirt car bigwigs and the guys that are in the Northeast, and you talk to different promoters, what type of reaction do you get? I think at first it might have been a little, weird type of thing that was going on, but now what is the reaction?
Well, it's just really positive. You're right. When we first started this thing, we had our local guys here, which hadn't really, most of them hadn't made a name on the dirt circuit. So no one give us much credit for having great racers or good racers here. But since, like I said, we've had those big races, and our guys have won or done very well. I think one race we had 4 out of the top 5 were small blocks from Plattsburgh. And then again, with these guys going to Syracuse, whenever we go somewhere now, they talk about Airborne. When I talk to Timmy Fuller and Timmy McCready and all my friends, from the dirt circuit, Frank Cozy, they say, man, that place is fast and that's fun up there, and there's a lot of good racers. It's a nice facility. We're treated well. Everything has been really, really positive.
Now let's talk about the sportsman division. Car counts were pretty consistent, right around 20, which is a decent number. Competition in the division, again, was very close. I think we had about a dozen different winners over the year. Talk about that sportsman class.
Yeah, it's just, I wouldn't race in it. It's too tough. Those guys, they run side by side, lap after lap, in every position you got to fight tooth and nail for. The cars are so equal that, starting position is really, really important. And again, some of the guys that used to be 10th on back racers have upgraded their equipment, and all of a sudden they're winning races and consistently in the top 10, if not the top 5. We don't have a bad division. It's just great racing everywhere.
Well, speaking of not a bad division, how about the competition in the Renegades? I mean, and the field was great. 25 was a pretty average number for that group. And again, a lot of different cars that could win. And some nights they were putting on the best show.
Oh, a lot of nights. It's really hard to determine which class puts on the best show. The Renegades, that's kind of close to my heart, because that's where most of us all started. It's like a street stock division. It's a V8 Chevy and a frame body, a car with a full frame in it. And I mean, it's just, again, it's like the Renegades. It's side by side, and just guys having a good time in that division, not spending a fortune, having a lot of fun. It's just great racing.
You made a rule change going into 2008 with the 4-cylinder classes. You made it a more common rules package. I think that really helped the bomber class. The count was down a little bit in the Warriors, but I think you'll see a residual. Is that what you're thinking? Down the road, some of those bomber guys are going to come up, and they'll be just about ready to go with those Warrior drivers.
Well, as our rules are stated, they can run 3 years in the bombers, and when we started that division, we had like 25 or 28 Warriors a couple years ago. But we know we had guys there who had a lot of experience but couldn't jump up. So we started the bomber division, and I figured, it would split the class up, but it didn't. We ended up with as many cars in the Warriors, or near as many, and then 25 bombers, So it showed me that guys wanted to race and wanted to learn, but they didn't want to go out and race against guys, seasoned veterans in the bomber or Warrior division. So definitely, the guys we got a bunch of them jumping into the Warriors this year, and I'm just looking forward to seeing those guys battle out again. Many people have told me night after night that they put the best show on. I guess
pretty good.
It's hard to argue with any of that. Every one of the divisions is usually very good.
I think one of the big positives that has really turned things around, you see these top drivers like Kenny Tremont. You don't get any bigger than that. A class act for all the years he's raced. He keeps coming back and back to Airborne Speedway. When we talk to him in Victory Lane, he talks about how much he appreciates the support he gets from the fans and how much support he gets from the track for helping them out whatever they need. And I'm sure that plays a big part of it as well.
Well, Kenny is a class act. He's one of the nicest guys in racing. And you're right, that shows just how far we've come here. The Tremont family, to my knowledge, has not missed a race at Lebanon Valley in 25 or 35 years. The fall foliage, they came here instead of racing at the Valley for a small block show. Kenny's a great guy. We park next to each other at Malta. We're good friends. He's just a good racer, a good competitor, and an ambassador to the sport. And I'm certainly glad that he comes here when he can. He said if this place was closer, he'd be here every Saturday. So that's a nice feather in our cap.
Another thing that I think has been a big plus for the track has been the outstanding support from the community itself. The fans have come back, and you take a look at that backstretch now. It is completely full of billboards, and they're all sold.
Yeah, it's amazing. We have a good product. We have good people, good racers, good officials, good fans. The whole thing is just snowballing. We have over 50 local companies involved with us now, and it just continues to grow. Each year our sponsors from the year before come back with us. It's just encouraging and exciting, really, to be part of it.
Mike, I know it's a busy night for you, and we'll let you go here in just a second, but I would like you to look at 2009. A promoter's job is never done. There's no doubt in my mind that you've been hard at work on the 2009 schedule and probably have a bulk of it done. What can you tell us about 2009 and what might we expect for the Speedway?
Well, just bigger and better things. I am working on it. We don't stop working. When last race is over with, we continue on. I hope to have several announcements, to be able to make several announcements tonight in regards to next year's schedule, but things just haven't fallen into place yet. Soon we'll be able to announce some of our stuff for next year. But it's exciting, and each year you think you can't do any more, but things just start happening. People start calling you and want to be part of what we're doing. So, we can just continue to grow at the facility, all of us together. That's what, I'm looking forward to.
Well, congratulations on a fine 2008. Enjoy the holiday season, which is right around the corner. And I know some big meetings coming up for you as well, dirt meetings coming up and other meetings that you have going on, trying to work on that 2009 schedule. Great job on your part. The fans appreciate it, and I know these drivers do too.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate all you guys doing your part. Thank you.
All right, stay tuned. We'll have more Motorsports Magazine coming right up.
And the man that's made this all possible the last 2 years, your track owner, Mr. Steve Fuller. Please keep in mind,
You got sound now?
these awards are determined by your votes and ours. Although it's great that all of these people get awards, and deservedly so, the downside is that there are so many other people that are deserving of awards also. Unfortunately, there are only so many awards that we can give and pass around. come to the track because they love racing. How about a great round of applause for the people that volunteer their time? One very special thanks goes to the gentleman right here at the table in front of us for all these beautiful trophies and all this hardware that is lined up behind me. Let's thank Mr. Gary Bird for the great job that he's done. Some of the people that's made this show possible, and there's no way it could have been done without them. Our race sponsors. People that are involved with us today, that are here tonight. From Baker's Orchards, Mr. Bruce Sullivan. From Plattsburgh Distributing, Jack and Andrea Fisher. From Adirondack Water Systems, Mr. Todd Ormsby. From Northern Sanitation, Kevin and Shelley Menard. From Ernie's Discount Tools, Ernie Cologne. From J&S Steel, Jeff Sears. From Atkinson's Scrap Metal, Dale and Diane Atkinson. From Pulsifer Logging, Jim Pulsifer. And from Marcia Holmes, Kim Marcia. We want to thank all of them people involved, and if we miss anybody, we're very sorry. We want to thank each and all of our sponsors. It's not possible without you people. And at this time, I'd like to introduce our track manager, Mr. Mike Perrotti.
Please feel free, when you come to get your awards, if you'd like to say something, we'd be glad to have you. Thank you. First of all, if you notice, there's a copy of Speedway Illustrated on your table, compliments of Speedway Illustrated. Next year, if anyone that purchases an Airborne Speedway license will receive a free subscription to Speedway Illustrated. For those of you that are not familiar with Speedway Illustrated, it's the premier oval track racing magazine in the country, owned by Dick Burgundy. Dick is from the Northeast and is very fond of Northeast racing. There are approximately 1,400 tracks of all kinds in this country. In just a few short years, we, all of us at Airborne, have made it into the magazine, which is really amazing. We even got pictures on the front cover of Richard and Mike Brio. First, Wes Moody is the person who initiated the story with Al Robinson, a writer for NASCAR and Speedway Illustrated. Wes has been a great ambassador for racing in the North Country for years. Personally, he has been a great friend to me and has helped me and many others throughout the years on and off the track. Equally important, to the track, he has beaten the drum for us, to anyone who would listen in the racing community, and Wes knows a lot of people in the racing community. Another reason that we made the magazine is because of the positive feedback that is surrounding Airborne both locally and regionally. Locally, it is you, the drivers, that week in and week out go out and put on great races for the fans. It is you, the drivers, the crews, family, and fans that top up the track all week long that brings us increasingly larger number of fans each week to the track. Regionally, we have gained a lot of exposure by bringing drivers from the outside and outside of our region to compete, such as the big block, small block challenges that we've had. With this comes reporters, other race officials, and fans that spread the word about how nice a facility we have and how good the racing is. Also joining the dirt organization is help. All of these things are part of the plan that we had from the beginning to make Airborne one of the premier tracks in the Northeast. And we're not done growing yet. As this is accomplished, we will grow with it, bring notoriety in racing and in the community. We know that we have tough times ahead economically. We did this year with gas prices over $4 a gallon. But we maintained higher than average attendance and car counts all year long, which proves that we have a good product. Racers never quit, it's not in their nature. Thank you for your support, and let's all continue to work together at this, not losing sight of why we do this, it's to have fun. Thank you.
Okay, as if everyone has noticed, our track owner, Mr. Steve Fuller, is not able to be with us tonight. Steve sent me a 2-page letter I'm going to read to each and every one of you. Starting out, Steve's comment says, I would like to say a few quick words via Weasel since we're not able to make the banquet. We have been given this opportunity to go to a New York Giants football game this weekend. It says, as you know, Denise is an avid Giants fan, and when this opportunity arose, unfortunately, it ended up being the same weekend. I was basically given a choice, either go to a New York Giants football game with her, or move in with Mike Barada. I thought about it seriously, and as you can see, I'm not here, and Mike is still alone. The main reason is he can't cook. Our congratulations go out to all of the drivers, their families, and crew for their success this 2008 season. We are very excited about the 2009 season. We have a lot of new and interesting events planned for 2009, as I am sure Mike will mention. We would like to express our appreciation to all of you who helped to make this track a success. If it wasn't for all of you, we would not be able to do it. To the drivers, remember, every Saturday night we put on a show, but you are the stars. To the sponsors, if you didn't help to sponsor the drivers, events, and advertising at the track, it would not exist. To the volunteers, what we say to people who love the sport of racing so much that they volunteer their time each and every weekend to help us keep the track going strong. Thank you just doesn't seem like enough for you people. To the marketing personnel, Mike, Sherm, and Alicia, you are the driven force that connects the sponsors and advertisers with the different aspect associated with the track. To Tom, Rick, Rob, Gene, Nikki, and all who do the website and PR work, you help to get the word out to as many people as possible to fill the stands. To Randy, you keep us in the lighting and everything working. All of you know Randy is going through a tough time right now, and our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. To our concession staff, great job in delicious food. To all of you who help make sure each and every race and event goes off without a problem. Tech, security, lineup, ambulance, fire, etc. Too many to mention each. You all have a tough job, yet you all make it look so easy. To Nikki, all you all know, she is Mike's assistant. That's a handful. She has a number of duties and stays very busy. At any given time, we all throw things in her direction, and she always tackles each and every duty with a smile on her face and a positive attitude. A special mention to Nikki's dad, Gary. He made all of our trophies this year for the go-kart and regular season. They were professionally made and were very creative. Thank you, Gary. I would like to send a special thank you out to my wife for her patience and for putting up with me this year, and for the extra time she puts in working at the track each and every week. And last but not least, a special note to Mike. Denise and I would have never even considered this adventure if it wasn't for your involvement. Mike had more responsibilities this summer, as I was involved in other ventures that required a great deal of my time. I would like to extend a special thank you. Mike Perotti, you are a great colleague and friend. Denise and I are sorry that we all missed you this evening, but we are looking forward to 2009. Have a great, safe, and enjoyable winter season. We're going to move on at this time and get ready to start out with some special awards. We're going to be giving 15 awards for each class, beginning with the bombers. Moving on to the modifiers. Turn this right in front, please.
Thank Mike Perotti and for giving me this opportunity to work with all you great folks. I do sales and marketing at the Airborne Speedway, and I started this past May. I've been in sales pretty much all my adult life, and this has probably been one of the most enjoyable jobs I've had. One of the reasons being is you guys right out there. Every one of your race teams, all your sponsors, all of our great sponsors. You've just been great to work with, and I'd like to let you guys know that coming up in 2009 is going to be a great season, and anything that we can do to help you guys out with your sponsors to make it that much of a good deal for them, we want to be able to give you a package deal where they can come in, sponsor a car, maybe do a night, signage out at the track, whatever. We're marketing partners, all of us, and anything we can do to help you folks out, we're more than willing to do that. Anything that you can do to help us out, which again will come back into your pockets through more attendance and everything else, we're willing to do whatever it takes. We're marketing partners here. Please use our resources, and don't be afraid to ask if you need us to actually help you pick up your sponsors. And again, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors from last year. Every one of them that are here, I really enjoyed every evening up in the tower that that you folks were there. You didn't have a bad night. And thanks for the good racing, folks.
Inevitably, we always forget people when we win these things. One of the most important people at the track, that mostly don't even know who he is Tom Wilson. Tom's our PR guy. Stand up, Tom, please. Tom, he does all of our press releases, all that good writing that you see. Tom's responsible for it. He's doing a great job. As we start with the awards, we'd like to have, when we do each division, we'd like the top 15 to make their way up to us in front of the room, if you would. That way, we can run this off a little quicker. Thanks.
Okay, we're going to begin this evening's program for our awards with the Bombers. If the Bombers, everyone that's in the top 15 in point, would please make their way up and try to kind of make a line over here, so we're not really delayed waiting for you to come out the back of the room. We appreciate it.
Would you like your head driver you go? Hell on it. You wait, Harry, that is the new rule.
Okay, as I announce your name, and you receive your trophy from Nikki, Mike and Dave will be taking your photo, so if you could please come down here, where Mike and Sherm is. You'll give a shake of the hand, and get your photo taken at this point. Finishing in 50, in the Bombers, let's hear it for Josh LeClaire. Finishing in 14th, Mike Whalen. Finishing in 13th, the driver in the 66, Stephen Miller. Finishing in 12th, how about it for one of our female competitors, April Burnell. Finishing 11th, Josh Terry. Now breaking into the top 10. Finishing in 10th, it's Josh LaVarnway. Finishing in 9th, let's hear it for Jason Blondo. Finishing in 8th, one of the old guys, probably moving up next year. Let's hear it for Malcolm Woodward. Finishing in 7th, it's Tim Gadway. Finishing in 6th, we finally did get his real name, but he'd rather have it. Let's hear it, Speedy Brissett. Now moving into the top 5. Finishing in 5th, doing a real good job after moving up from demolition derby cars to race cars to the top 5. It's Curtis Seymour Jr. Woo! finishing in third after a few hard crashes and still hangs on to the top three. Let's hear it for the old tulip, Chad Collins. And in the runner-up spot, Eric Riel. And ladies and gentlemen, your bomber track champion. Although he races in the bomber division, he's as much of a racer as there is at that racetrack. He's usually in the pit area by himself, you don't have a lot of help, but his family is always in the grandstands down in turn one supporting him. Let's hear it for your champion in the bombers, driver of the number 77, it's Randy Martin. See that? Billy was trying to leave that there next year. He didn't want a black flag. Finishing in second, your runner-up in the Warriors, Rick Donor. And your Warrior track champion. You went from demolition derby cars to track champion in a matter of just a little over a year. It's quite a feat to do, go from a demolition derby car to a Warrior track champion. Let's hear it for Mr. Butch Lemire. Now we're going to move on to the Renegades. If I can get my Renegade drivers to please come up to the top right-hand side of the stage. We're going to move into the Renegade Awards. Okay, beginning in 15th spot. In the Renegades, let's hear the 24 of Pete Elke. Moving on to the 14th spot. He drives the lucky 13, Joe Warren. Collecting Joe's award will be Crew Chief Bill Gatway. In our 13th spot, Josh Allen. Moving into the 12th spot, let's hear it for Keith O'Neill. He's not with us, so we'll go on to the 12th spot. Let's hear it for the Deuce. It's Rick Hart. Now the top 10 of the Renegades. Finishing in 10th. Quite a feat for this, guys. He's still in high school. Let's hear it for the 32 of the Killer, Tony Keller. Moving into 9th. One of our Vermont regulars that hauls over across that ferry every day. Let's hear it for the H2O of Robert Gordon. In our 8th spot, and you gotta give him a big round of applause. First year in a tough class, it's the 47 of Randy Lagoon. Now the 7th spot. Let's hear it for one of the old-timers. It's Kenny Davey. It's $75. The gentleman that's been on these stages before. Let's hear it for Papa Joe. Finishing in 6th, the dry water of Budweiser prepared mobile. Let's hear it for Mike Craig. Now to your top 5. We have a couple of real tough Vermont regulars in the top 5. Finishing in 5th, it's Dave Raptoy. Dave got just a little smaller along the way. Finishing in 4th, finishing in second. And it was a battle week after week, right down to the end. This guy caught a little bad luck with about 3 weeks to go. He may explain a spring problem to you. Finishing in second, driver of the 46, they call him Little Joe Daniel.
Hey, you have coaches on that next trophy?
This next guy, I don't know what to say except he probably can grow up someday. A lot of people say he definitely got some growing up to do. That's both ways. From the most improved driver last year, because if you watched him at the beginning of the year last year, he had a hard time keeping up with the last place guy. To this year's track champion, Mike Brownie says that's the way you do it. Let's hear it for Lonnie Ritter! Lonnie Rivers has a few words to say. He would like to say a few words after he gets his award pictures taken here. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Hold that microphone down a little bit. Trophies is making me here.
As much as I like to talk, this is actually pretty nervous for me. Can you guys hear me okay?
Speak up. Stand up. Oh, you are. I'm sorry.
I'd like to thank a few of my sponsors, Jack and Andre Fisher of Plastic Distributing, Bobby Chris Construction, who does fine carpentry, Fantasy, where you can get all of your wants and needs. Gamma Sanitation, Garbage Removal, Lake Champlain Remodeling, Taylor Rental, Atkinson Scrap Metal. I got a lot more sponsors in my car, but we don't have all night to really acquire all of them. So it takes a lot of sponsors to build a race car, and a very patient wife also. We all know that. The second thing I'd like to talk about is the men and women behind the scenes. The crew members, the people that very seldom get credit or recognition. My crew members are Leon Hendry, Jerry Hemingway, Chris Garrett, and most of all, my crew chief, Steve Pine. I'd like to say thank you very much to you guys, and I love you guys. You're the best. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I gotta have myself there for a second. And that doesn't just go for my crew members and crew chiefs, it goes for everybody in this building tonight, because there's a lot of guys who don't get recognized, and they really should. A lot of credit goes to the drivers, but you never hear nothing about the guys that are in the background that are breaking their knuckles and doing a lot of swearing for us. But thanks a lot, guys, I appreciate it. Last but not least, I wanted to thank my wife, Hannah, for putting up with all my little fits. I keep telling her every year, my last year every year, and eventually I'm going to get a championship. Well, here I am, and keep telling her I want it, I need it. All these parts can make me go faster and handle better. I love you, and thank you very much. That's why we moved the name to the Sportsman. Gentlemen, if we can get you to line up, our Sportsman driver. the 61, Dunward Robin Ward. Finishing in the top 10, your 10th place finisher in Quicksilver, let's hear for Jimmy Bushy. Finishing in 9th, driver of 73, an up-and-coming rookie, let's hear for Larry Underwood. Finishing in 8th, after taking a year off, we heard retirement, and then about 5 weeks into the season, we heard we were going to see him back again, and sure enough, he was back. Let's hear it for Skip. Finishing in 7th, just purchased a new car at the end of the year, took it to Thunder Road and ran well. Let's hear it for the double fours of Tyler Taylor. Finishing in 6th, another gentleman that's not here tonight, he's gone hunting. Let's hear it for Jamie Bador. Chris Taylor accepting his award. Hooray! Finishing in 4th, let's hear it for the 82 of Toby Ebersol. You never hear him complaining, having a fit. Gets home from work, works in the shop, works on probably everybody's car that's out there. He always says, oh, I'm done. But next year he's the first one to practice. Or I'm not going to work on them anymore. And there's 7 cars lined up in January. Want to help anybody who asks, willing to give the setup away no matter what he does. He just wants competitors to be tough. Let's hear it for your track champion in the sportsman class, Brian. I got a lot of people that want to see this speech.
I've been at this a long time, and there's one person I really got to thank a lot, because I kind of put my driving style off to him, and a lot of people don't really know this. And, I got to thank Slugger Morty. I just want to thank my sponsors, really. I got Advanced Auto, Fastenal, Island Racing for the ladies, and they give me a beginning gear until I have to get a step motor. Then, RSB chassis with a couple of whip modifications. Burger King, Marshall Homes, Kimmer and Deb, thank you. Daniel Signs, people have no idea what that guy does for me. You know how expensive vinyl is, and I go for a lot of vinyl. Liquor and Wine Warehouse, Steve Carpenter, he's been great to me over the years. JMS Field, thank you for putting up with all us drivers. Randy Ledoux, thank you for the great paint job. Steve, thank you for the design this year. Walker, I'm calling every Saturday night, see how I did. And I want to remember some of the past away this year, one of our past champions, Gary Wood. I wish everybody just think about him one time this year. And I'd like to Kevin and Shelley. Shelley's not here, but come on up, Kevin.
Come on, Lonnie.
I'm a little taller, all right?
Honest mistake.
Yeah, I'd like to present this to Kevin and Shelley. They do a lot for me. I mean, they do a lot for everybody, whether they know it or not. They're remarkable people, and the best people you can have at the racetrack. They do so much for the racetrack. I want to thank you. I'd like to call my family up if I could, and my crew. Come on! I got a little bit of something for my crew, because you guys have no idea what kind of hours these guys put up with me, especially. I don't know, I just know race car fanatic. You think? Well, I'll start out by getting my wife one first. I want to present them with Sean O'Fallon, Casey St. Clair, Scott Gadway, my brother Robin, and Bill Kofi, but he's not here.
I'll take it. I help you.
Yeah, don't fall asleep on me. I want to give this to my family because you have no idea how much they put up with. I mean, we ride 7 days a week. Mike knows, he comes over all the time. And, I don't know, I guess I'm obsessed. I don't know. Slugger knows what it's like. Being in the garage 24/7. Too dedicated. Guess it's a problem I got. I want to thank my family for all the sacrifices they put up with over 25 years. And I really appreciate it. I want to thank Mike and Steve, all the workers, and I think that's it. And
I'd just like to touch on modifieds a little bit. You know, when we started this thing 4 years ago, it was like a Wild West show out there. They had a whole lot of guys that moved, bunch of modifieds, and we were a little bit of sleep. Now it's great racing. All the guys got it figured out. And I want to congratulate Pat Duke and Mark Roy for the performance they put on at Syracuse when they were on. They represented Airborne Speedway to the fullest. They both led the race. Pat said best time of the race. Talking about all the best of the best. And Edgar Hearn and a whole bunch of them. Those guys really made us proud out there. So good job, guys.
Now our final class, the modified. Finishing in 15th, he hailed heavyweight out of Canada. Let's hear it for Richard Tusher. Finishing in 14th, driver of the number 6 is Francis McNeil. Accepting Francis' award, Chris Gadd. Finishing in 13th, driver of the CO2, let's hear it for Craig Riel. Accepting for Craig is one of the sponsors, Leonard Smart. Finishing in 12th. This is a good up-and-coming star. As you see him lead a lot of races, win some features, straight out of go-karts to the modifieds. Look out next year in the top 5. It's Jason Durgan. Our next gentleman was out of racing for many years. He used to drive that famous number 27 Thunderbird years ago. Now he returns in modified. Let's hear it for the 27 of Andy Kane. Now our top 10 in your mod squad. Finishing in 10, driver of the 02, Mike Riel. And accepting for Mike will be his lovely wife. Finishing in 9th, out of the Tiger ranks, into a modified, led a lot of laps this year, very hard driver, real tough competitor. It's the 26 of Andy Hayward. Finishing in 8th, driver at 18, let's hear it for Chris Kay. Finishing in 7th, driving at beautiful, nice looking number 55 now. Let's hear it for Matt Woodruff. Finishing in 6th, another driver that's hailed out of Vermont all year long for us. He drives at number 3, it's Aaron Barnaby. Now your top 5. This next gentleman in the top 5 had some bad luck. Lost, I believe, 2, possibly 3 motors. Seen many front ends out of the car this year. Still fought back, won features, and finished in the top 5 in points. Let's hear it for the 34, George. championships in Canada and in New York. Let's hear it for the old-timer. And number 4 is Leon. Don't worry, my karate about that. I'll be in all now. Finishing in third. Another driver that hauled out of Canada each and every week with a great crew, very well respected team. It's the number 90 of Martin Wow! Runner-up in the modified division, driver of the 22, now with us tonight, Aaron Martin accepting the award. It's the 22 of Mike Bruno. And what more can you say about our track champion? It wasn't many years ago we were out battling on go-karts against him. And he was doing real well there and winning. Then the famous came to modifieds. One night, I was down at Rolling Wheels in the fall race, and I see this 14J roll out on the racetrack, and I see it go through, and I see the front end come out of it. I said, boy, that didn't look like Alan Johnson doing that. Someone said, no, that's Patrick Dupree. Mike said he started out by putting several clips on, a few new axles, possibly quite a few. Now he's a dominant force at Airborne. He's won several features. He's won 2 other extra races at Oswego. He ran extremely well in Syracuse, leading several laps. He was fast, time car in small blocks. Took a lot of the race late with mechanical problems. He's your track champion, the number 24, Patrick Dupree! Leave your crew all up. Say something about the speech. I know you must have a few words to say to the fans. Come on over.
I can't beat Bucko's speech. I don't have the presents for everyone in my crew. I do have to thank some people. Andy Costello, he's not here tonight, but he deserves a recognition. He's our board builder and does a lot of our shop work and stuff at the track, and he's very instrumental, especially in Syracuse. He comes down and he devotes his time helping us out, making us go fast. So definitely have to thank him. And Jason Sawyer is our manager. The year we were talking about what we wanted, and it was like it'd be awesome to win a championship, and we didn't know if we were going to be hitting all the races, so I was like, well, you know, if we get a lot of wins, it'd be nice, and we was really looking for that championship, so this one for him. And be the third person to thank West Movie tonight. There's a lot of people that wouldn't be racing, especially in our division, if it wasn't for him. And he certainly being one of them. He's the best chassis man in the business and makes my job look easy. So, thanks, Wes. All my friends and family and everyone for supporting me. They've been awesome. All my competitors. My sister. Anyway, looking forward to next year. It was a great time this year, and hope everyone has a good night.
Okay, we have a couple of guest speakers that are with us tonight. It's been brought in, very well respected individuals. If I can get Mr. John Morgan to come up, please. Owner of the 90. If you could please come up. This gentleman here with us each and every week, supports the tribe, and can't ask for better people in the pits. He brings a very well-respected crew and driver with him. He's going to have a little speech for us. We want to thank Mr. John Morgan for all he does.
Mike asked me to say a few words. So after the ride, ladies and gentlemen, race fans, I would like to take a moment of your time to tell you how lucky we are to have this great racing facility, which is Airborne Banquet. Thanks to the great work of the owner, Steve Fuller, and the promoter, Mike Burley, his team, Airborne Speedway is now one of the nicest facilities in the Northeast. 2 years ago, we made the decision to race here every Saturday night. Our entire group loved this facility. Martin knew the track because of his experience on the old ACB circuit. For the rest of his team, the track was new. They were what we call the dirt addict. Now, they love racing in asphalt. We were as much as 5 kiddies in the team this year, which was great. Many other teams have their eyes open in case Mike would like to introduce the sportsman class. I want to congratulate Pat Dupree, West Moody, and their whole team for winning the modified championship, but don't think that will be easy for you next year. Team 90 will be back in full force and we'll have our eye on the championship. I've been coming here regularly since 1961. Do you know who was the Airborne track champion at the time? If you guess, Jean-Paul Canada. You're right. Tonight we have the honor to have Jean-Paul here, the 1961 champion among us. I would like to take a few moments to remind you of some of Jean-Paul's accomplishments on the race circuit. Becoming champion in 1961 assured him a start on the Saturday race in Daytona Beach, which is today called a nationwide race. He finished 9 in the race and first in the sportsman class. At the time, the sportsman and modified classes raced together. Can you imagine a local guy coming into Daytona pulling his car with a crowbar? What a change it would be. Over 25 years, until I became the owner of Team 90, I was associated with John Paul as an owner. We had a lot of fun and enjoyed his busy racing career. Not too many drivers can boast to have 505 feature victories under their belt. I have the privilege to be with Jean-Paul 2 years ago when he was introduced in the New England Motorsport Hall of Fame. Jean-Paul had joined many big names such as Bill Wimble, Benny Sherlock, Bugsy Stevens, and many others. To conclude, even though Jean-Paul does not want me to mention his age tonight, I would like to note that he will be turning 3/4 of a century on November 20th. One big mistake to make would be to count him out. I had a chance to ride with him in his school car at the big trial at Sun Air last year, which speed over 145 miles an hour. Let me tell you, he gets still scared. When I got in the car, he told me, if I'm going too fast, just pull on my right leg like that. I'm not ashamed to tell you that I have to do it.
Okay, before John Paul does his speech, if we can get everyone in all areas, please, just to keep the noise down until he's done. The noise really carries up and affects the sound. You'll only be a few minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jacob. But my age is not necessary in Canada. I want to say thanks to the promoter of Airborne, but he asked me if it's possible to come tonight, and I'm very, very happy to be here. That's a long time I come to race here, you know, but now that same is new for me. Thank you very much.
Okay, now we're going to be going on to a few little gag awards, funny awards. Mr. Mike Karate, come up. We've got a few awards to give out. I'm going to be giving a few. And you might want to listen closely here. Most likely along the way your name may come up. The next one, a gentleman right close to the front of me right here. Buck O'Brien. We wonder why it took him so long to win a championship. 25 years. As we started to do some research, we noticed that most champions have always had perfect attendance. In other words, they didn't get weeks off or didn't get disqualifications for minor infractions like 100 pounds too light, and so on. So Bucko receives this award for should have, could have won the most championships.
There's not a better racer there in the building than Butler. He's a hard worker, and he deserves all the awards he's got. Not this last one, but the championship and obviously.
The next one. He got mad earlier when I said something about the old timer. Everyone knows who the old timer is. Leon. Leon, we're going to get you a leash for that heavy-set guy that's hanging around you that can't back his van or drive his van in the driveway with a truck driver. This way here, you won't lose him. He likes to stay real close to you, and for Wesley Mitchell, we're also going to get you a muzzle for the times that you stop to quit. That Leon stops to quit. Also, while you're on the subject of Wesley, we're going to have a 5-gallon can full of fuel put aside for you and also for Mike Riedel, because Wesley ran out of gas going home from the races one night and had to hitchhike down by Burnell's shop by the railroad tracks. And also Mike ran out of gas while running in the top 5 of a feature event with quite a few laps to go yet. Craig Riedel. Last year we gave you instructions on how to again this year, so we have asked Bobby Hearn to make you a video on how to install it. Tyler Terry. You had to have known this was coming. It's going to be a tape measure. Tyler has a real tough time making the height requirements. Must be he and Bucko were using the same tape measure because they were both too low at Thunder Road in September. Bucko says they both made the show though. Papa Joe Gatto, car builder and crew chief for Joe Daniels. You had to have known this was going to be coming. We have found the other piece of your spring that fell off apparently while you were racing at the track. Of all things, when Joe went to Tech, his right front spring was way too short, and someone said there was a coil missing. He said, huh, that's funny. It was there when we started the race. Funny thing, Bob Miller said, it sure looks like a clean cup. Almost like that of a cutout saw might have done it. They didn't give you hose clamps for your perpetual oil leak. But wait, that is a Ford you are racing, isn't it? Never mind the hose clamps. On a serious note, congratulations on your win. The LeVere brothers. Boxing gloves, especially when you fight with each other. But we guess it is all right if you fight with each other. That's what brothers do sometimes. Chris, you also get the award for early arrival at the racetrack. A lot of times you see him there at 1 o'clock. Congratulations on you guys' good season and dominant last run. Kenny St. Germain. Debiting the Best Flip of the Year award. He barrel rolled about 5 times down the front stretch and was back racing the next week. Congratulations, Kenny. Barry and Jason Durgan. We guess it is all right for you two to fight. If it is all right for the LeVere brothers, so we'll get you both a pair of boxing gloves next year, which is in the same ring. George Foley. A key to our office so you can come in and mess up Nikki's desk whenever George comes around and Nikki is not there. He moves everything on her desk and she freaks out. Nikki is kind of neat freak and her reactions are priceless when this happens. Randy Martin. Another roll book. It seems he lost the first one. Also, he needs to subscribe to Carfax, so in the future, he will know more about the car he is buying. He comes to Renato Tech School. After officials found his engine to be illegal, he replied, I don't know, that's the way I bought it. I don't think Bob, Timmy, and Howard bought that line that night, though.
I just put it together.
Finally, the best for last. Mike's going to do this.
I don't don't know who got the first deer during hunt season this year, but I do know who got the first Jeep. Among us, there's a lot of hunting, great hunters among us, but one in particular comes to mind. He was walking out of the woods with a backpack and a rifle over his shoulder. When he got to his vehicle, he reached up and pulled the backpack off, and at the same time pulled the rifle off, pulled it down, and it discharged and went through the Jeep. Not any Jeep, it was his own Jeep. I can't tell you who this is, but I can tell you there's a crew member on previous modified champion that a year ago. So you can figure it out.
That's why you laugh.
Okay, also, I got this from Mr. Wesley Mitchell. Right now, supposedly, there are 2 open chairs right next to where Mike Perotti sitting, and he'd like Mr. Chris Kay and George Floyd to take them down both sides. Now, we're going to start out with the special awards. Again, we're going to start out with our bomber class and work our way right up through. In the bomber class, most improved driver. This class presents a problem. It is that there are a large number of improved drivers. This makes it hard to choose just one person. So in this case, we have a 3-way tie. Instead of trying to figure out a way to break the tie, we decided to give the awards to all 3 people. Most improved drivers and the bombers are the number 45, Josh Laporte, the number 43, Josh Perry, and the number 02, Eric Riel. Please, all 3, come on. Congratulations, Josh. We're going to move on next to the Hard Luck Award. This poor kid and his grandfather worked hard all year fighting a multitude of problems, mostly gambling. To top it off, they destroyed one car, only to have another one ready the following week. This is not uncommon in this class. He's a real nice kid with a good attitude. This year's Hard Luck Award goes to the driver of the number 66, Stephen Miller. Moving on to our Rookie of the Year for the Bombers. Another young gun, we're blessed at Airborne with a great group of young racers to carry the torch at Airborne in the future when the old guys like Leon hang it up. This young man drove his heart out all summer. The highest point finisher in any division with a 3rd place finisher as a rookie. This year's Rookie of the Year is the driver of the 02, Chad Allen. Moving up to our Warrior Awards. Again, starting out with the most improved. This year's most improved driver wasn't even in the top 10 in the year 2007. After finishing 2008, he was third in points despite an early disqualification. He's a real hard charger with 2 wins. This year's most improved driver in the Warriors is the number 69, Billy Waits. This year's Warrior Hard Luck Award. This driver has been at it a long time, and Mike Perotti says he always likes to see him and his dad because he knows that he will be in a spiritual conversation about something. But he did say that he likes them both a lot. Well, the driver that we are sure his season is behind him for 2008. He just never could get his car to go the way he wanted it to, or up to his standards. This year's Hard Luck recipient for the Warriors, number 02, Jimmy Holland. And now your Rookie of the Year for your Warriors. There's a funny story about this guy. His girlfriend is a real close friend of Mike Perotti's. Somewhere around August, Mike ran into her and she asked him, Mike, when is the Enduro? Mike said it's in the fall. She says, man, I think I've been hacked. Mike says, why? She says, because my boyfriend told me that he built this car for the Enduro and he was going to test a little bit before the Enduro race. I guess she finally figured it out. He has raced every week, doing a good job, keeping his nose clean and finishing 13th in points. Your Rookie of the Year in the Warriors, the number 26, Matt Russo. Moving on to the Renegade. The most improved driver award for the Renegade. 17 years old in high school, symbolizes what racing and having fun racing is all about. His crew is his mom, dad, and his grandparents. He raced a 4-cylinder car 2 years ago and adapted very well this year in the Renegades, finishing 10th in points. In one, if not the toughest division at Airborne, this year's most improved driver is the driver of the number 32, Cody Miller. Our Renegade Hard Luck Award. This is an easy one. Track champion last year in the Renegades. For some reason, just couldn't get it together this year, and it's not because they didn't try. Another family operation, great people. This year's Hard Luck Award recipient for the Renegades, the number 12, Brian Rogers. And now, your Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I have it in my car.
From the beginning of the season at the car show, it was obvious that this guy was going to be a threat with his meticulously prepared car. And he was, with an 8th place finish in points. And that's after taking a week off to go to the races in NASCAR. In 2 wins, this year's Rookie of the Year for your Renegades is the number 47, Randy Lagoon. and was actually banned from the racetrack. His fellow racers petitioned to have him come back and race. Upon his return, he was a complete different driver. Probably one of the cleanest drivers, and he's even won a feature in 2008. After that win, he thanked all the drivers for signing the petition for him to return to the track, and he also apologized to all the fans and officials in Victory Lane for his poor judgment the year before. This year's most improved driver in the sportsman division is the driver, the number 77. They call him Secret Rick Briggs. Hard luck for a sportsman. We can't remember all the particulars, but we can remember numerous wrecks throughout the season, blown motors, 1 week, the whole right side of the body tore off the car. One of the truly nice guys at the track does anything for anybody. This year's Hard Luck Award in the sportsman goes to the driver, the number 35, Brian McKinley. Rookie of the Year. This driver came from the four-cylinder race a year ago to being a front runner in the sportsman division in one season. He finished 9th in the points and picked up a win. No small feat for a rookie in a very tough class. This year's Rookie of the Year for 2007 is the driver of the 73, Larry Underwood. Now we're modified. Most improved driver. This driver is always a class act. He has meticulously prepared cars, and he continually improves. He won a feature, only had it taken away for being a quarter-inch too low. He's a real gentleman, along with his crew, on the track, in tech, or anywhere at the speedway. After his first win, he came back with a target on his car, being the victim of many crashes, but he never gave up. He got another feature win to his credit. They traveled every week, many miles, to compete and was always there. This year's most improved driver and the modifieds is the number 49, Richard Estier. Modified Hard Luck Award. A veteran racer who has had a multitude of racing misfortunes throughout the season. Include running out of gas while running in the top 5. He had a real good run late in the year, leading 25 laps before Leon and George got by him late in the race. This year's Hard Luck Award goes to the driver of the number 02, Mike Riel. Modified Rookie of the Year. Oldest rookie ever, Mickey Bird says. He moved up from the tires, ran real well until he had engine trouble. He got it back together only to have it break again. Speedway. The first one is the Officials Award.
I was talking about Mike.
Get everyone's attention, please. The Officials Awards are dedicated to two very special people. They're always on the track, been around for a long time, gives their hardest and best each and every week. We have two awards to give away here. We have two separate plaques that we both come up. The first one is Mr. Ernest Pelkey. Mike says we have 3 awards. I'm sorry. The next award goes to Mr. Robert Gordon. And our final award, someone that's been around the track many, many years, very well deserved, Mr. Bob Wood. The next is the Appreciation Award. This Appreciation Award is to one of our race sponsors who has done so much for racing for many, many years in the North Country and especially at Airborne Park Speedway. This Appreciation Award is well deserved, one of a kind, goes to Mr. Jack Fisher. Jack had the lady accepting the award is Michael Chris. Thank you, Mike. And the next one is the Sportsman of the Year Award for Airborne Speedway. This gentleman goes out of his way to help anybody in any class. You go and see him, if he's got something, he goes out of his way to get it for you. Very well deserved, Sportsman of the Year, Mr. Wes Slugger Moody. We have a couple more things to say. We have two very special people who have arrived by surprise at our banquet tonight. They traveled from North Carolina to come to the banquet. They also are the proud affiliates of the Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. They bring the show car to many shows throughout the year, including our great car show that we had last year in Plattsburgh. Let's please give Patty and Dave Adams a big round of applause. Last but not least, Sally Kay, if you would come up, you had something to say, please come up. And after Sally is done, we're going to start with some music, some dancing, some partying. We want to thank each and every one of you for participating during the year at the banquet. We hope to see each and every one of you and many more next year for the 2009 season. Thank you all and have a good, safe winter.
Mike that we brought back. Just shows he does work. He's not
glasses.
It's a picture of me sweeping the floor on a race lawn.
And I was just wondering one more thing. It starts out, it says, poor Mike. We got together and got you a little something. I can tell you who they all were, but they wanted to remain anonymous. We heard you were accident prone, poor Mike. Once upon a time, there was a race car driver named Mike who drove a big race car, who went down the stairs and tripped over a small go-kart. Well, we all felt sorry for poor Mike, so here's an extra pair of eyeglasses and a big flashlight so you can see better. And all your bandages, we know you might need that soon. We also heard you fell off a truck, poor Mike. By the way, Jane is still waiting for the $50 gift certificate for her crying towels.